How's it going? All right, so we are back for the Leo and Virgo reading for June. All right, this is a Bones and Charms general reading. Everybody, regardless of where you may have Leo and Virgo in your chart. All right, so we're going to do some incense here, a little bit of a sound bell, and then we're going to go ahead and get started, okay? So this is some matchstick incense. It's a little bit shorter amount of incense, but it still does the trick. If I could light it. Hold on. There we go. So we use intention, we use sound, and smoke if you can a little bit to clear energy from the previous reading, of course, to clear ourselves, right, for you guys. Okay, so I'm also going to check our sound first and just make sure we're good on that before I continue. Okay. So we're good on sound, and then I'm also going to check. That's a different kind of sound, but yes, we got the reggae. We're also going to make sure that we're going live publicly on Facebook. Because even though every time I said it, it goes back to the other setting for some reason. Let's see, where can I put this? I guess I can put it in the larger incense holder for now. Okay. Let's see. I don't know if it's gonna stay. Okay, whatever. So let's see, we're gonna do public on Facebook, change. And I'm just changing the title here real quickly, so bear with me 1 second, guys. Leo and Virgo. Okay. Save. Just make sure that it's saved. Okay, cool. All right, so enough of that stuff. Oh. So now let's go ahead, guys, and do our sound bell that helps ground us, right? Again, it's going to clear energy from the bones and charms from the previous reading and all that good stuff. And then we'll start with Leo, and then I'm going to do the longer reading this time and make sure that we also do Virgo. So we're just going to go through it, okay? And I'll put in timestamps after the live is done later for some people who may just want Leo or may just want Virgo and know when they start, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and do our sound bell here. So if you want to, you can take a couple of deep breaths. It's totally up to you. It's just a way to ground, to kind of tap in. All right, so this is going to be for Leo for June 2025. and shake the bowls and charms. The bowls and let's try that again. Bones and charms in the bowl. My goodness, dyslexia is coming through when we're tired a little bit, but it's okay. So it will make a little bit of noise, but just bear with me. It's not for the whole reading, okay? But it is the way that I have to shuffle the bones and charms, so to speak. All right. Thank you for your patience, understanding. Spirits, please guide my hands. Messages for fire sign Leo the Lion for June 2025. Spirits, please guide my hands. Messages for Leo the Lion for their highest good for June 2025. Messages for Leo. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Leo for their highest good. Spirit, messages for fire sign Leo the Lion. Leo the Lion for June. Spirit, guide my hand. Messages for Leo the Lion for June. What do they need to see? What do they need to know for their highest good? Spirit, please guide my hands. Messages for Leo the Lion for June. For their highest good. Spirit, guide my hands. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Leo the Lion for June. For their highest good. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Leo the Lion for June. For Leo. Messages for Leo the Lion for June. For their highest good. What do they need to see? Leo the Lion for June. For their highest good. What do they need to see? Leo the Lion for June. For their highest good. Spirits, guide my hands. Alrighty. Alright. Leave it to the fire sign. Okay, I say that because I have a lot of fire. All right, so right now, first of all, everyone is welcome, whether you've been here before or returning. I'm flipping over some of the bones and charms. So when I bring the camera down in a few minutes and you see everything up close, sometimes it helps just to flip over the charms so we don't have to do it when we're here. Sometimes I miss some and it's not a big deal. Okay. So when stuff falls out of the black mat that's in the center and then onto the white mat, it's past energy in these different areas that we're going to go over. So I'm just going to move some of them more forward. They're still in the past, but it's just so you guys can see it and I can see it, okay? Because they kind of went for a little ride. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I will take a picture at the end for each sign, and then I do upload it onto my Facebook page for people if they want to look at it later. Okay, one more thing too. We got to find out where Spirit wants to start this reading because every reading is different. So let's go ahead and do that now that I've flipped over most of the bones and charms. All right. Spirits, guide my hands. Where would you like me to start this Leo reading, please? All right. I'm going to put my pen here where they want to start. It is near the baby, and it's going to be past and work and money. So we'll talk about that right now. So let me go ahead and just grab the camera, and we'll go for a little ride over here. Okay. So guys, as you can see, a lot of, your bones and charms this month are pretty spread out. Okay, so it's not a good thing or a bad thing. We're just noticing it. Okay, and then you do have some stuff going on here in the center that we'll talk about, that also affects all the different sections, right? So just to call them out for a second, okay, we have spirituality and unconscious, also known as our intuition. We have body and mental health. Okay, over here we have relationships and love, all types of love, romantic, platonic, self-love, and then of course we have work and money. Okay, so Spirit was drawing me right here, Leo, to this baby, okay, in the past, and work and money, okay? And the baby is face down. So as you come to this reading, also, I want to say that this reading could be about you, someone else, multiple people, or just your general kind of energy or environment, okay? So take it how it may resonate and never force it if it doesn't. Always check out your sun, moon, rising, ascendant, etc. Okay, so this past energy in terms of work or money or finances or your sense of being valued here, is really showing that there could have been a lot of need for rest. Okay, deep restorative rest here. It could be that you or someone else was working really hard in the past in terms of work or money, finances. Okay, also during this deep rest, okay, there could have been something with some type of knowledge or information. Okay, we also see the fork here that's right on the line. So this knowledge or information, okay, that comes from the past here, could have had you or someone else or the environment kind of ask some questions like, what am I digesting in my work environment with the work, the money, the finances, okay? Now, of course, because we're also in this section, this could be children in the 3D world. This could be your children, someone else's, right? That was maybe on someone's mind a lot in the past, and it possibly could have also affected the work and money and finances. But I really feel like whatever is going on here is that deep restorative rest, okay, to process some type of information here, regarding work and money and finances. Now, if we go this way here, Leo, we also have Saturn showing up here in the past. So I always call him Daddy Saturn, right? Because he has that kind of dad energy, or a stereotype of dad energy would be a very stern energy about responsibilities, getting organized, right? That kind of earth, slow, stern energy, okay? Now, the other thing before we go forward here is Leo. There you are, all the way out there. And that's okay, right? I'll just move him a little closer. He, she, they. So this is right on the line here between spiritual unconscious and work and money. So it could be in the past here, Leo, since that's your kind of symbol or charm. You could have been feeling more like yourself in terms of work or money in the past. It could also be that you were working with another Leo or during Leo season, okay? Or it could have just been, if you put all that zodiac energy aside, that there was more passion and creativity in the past here in terms of work or money. Doesn't mean that it's not present now or it's not going to be present, but it is showing up in this past energy. So that could also be some type of catalyst here, okay? Now, if we pull all the way back, your work and money is the least busiest section here, okay? So that's usually a good sign. And it can also just be that Spirit wants you to focus more on these other areas. But you do also have right here in the middle, crossing the line, that big green lucky rabbit's foot, okay? So whatever, again, that we see here, just know that there's a lot of good luck that's permeating and coming through. Okay, now we also have Pisces, the twin fish here that was kind of almost hiding in the design on the mat. Hey Tammy, I just saw your thing. How you doing, Tammy? Thanks for saying hi and shouting out. Um, so here, Leo, when we see this Pisces energy, okay, water energy, it could have something to do with the Pisces or during Pisces season or where you have Pisces in your chart, but it also could just be like going with the flow here in terms of work or money or finances or a sense of being valued, okay? So when I see that energy, I'm not mad at it, right? It feels good, okay? I also see we have two cleansing agents here, and they're right on the symbol for money. So we have the scissors, and then we also have the feather. So this could be like cutting away things that no longer resonate in terms of your work or money or finances or someone else's, right? But it feels almost like maybe old patterns with money or old patterns with work, because you also have, if we go this way a little bit, the cloud. Okay, so that's a little bit of confusion. So maybe it's just cutting away and cleansing this confusion here. Now on the other side, we also have the beautiful lizard. So this is about some type of healing when this cleansing and cutting away of something happens. Okay, we'll go that way in a little bit with the spider, but I want to continue to go this way right now. I'm going to have to get close in here and I'll probably just move some stuff. But your spiritual team here, Leo, really wants you or someone else with the energy to add some type of flexibility here. Okay, so the skeleton hand is like literally touching the dog ankle bone. So having more flexibility with the work, the money, the finances. And there could be a lot of memories happening here. Um, to solidify, I'm hearing even stronger boundaries. So boundaries at work with the work, the money, the finances. And when we were talking about this clearing and cleansing and getting rid of confusion, it also could have been like memories of maybe not having enough boundaries, or maybe memories of, let's say, a poverty mindset or a learned family trait around ideas of money. It doesn't have to be, but it could also be that as well, okay? So let me go ahead and move this over a little bit. Okay, and we'll come back to that. But let's see what we have going on here, Leo. So also with the lizard and right on the line, okay, we got the bicycle, we have the seashell, and then we have the chair. Okay, so healing around a lot of movement within the home. Okay, it could also be something about travel for work or money or finances. It could even be healing around some type of transportation or traveling to and from work and home. Okay, but there's also some kind of long time coming like sense of where do we feel at home at work with the work, the money, the finances, and that healing energy there as well. Okay, so I'm going to move back the lucky rabbit's foot roughly where it was. Okay, because this is the third reading now that I'm doing today, where we have seen the no coin showing up. I've rotated the mat. It was in a different section for other people, but it could be something to do with the collective unconscious or general astrology at this time. But this no doesn't feel bad, okay? Leo, it's like if you have to say no or someone says no to you about something with the work, the money, the finances, it's almost protection. Okay, so you've probably heard that famous saying, rejection is God's protection. Because whatever this no is, and again, it doesn't have to be for forever, there's all this good luck around it, okay? And that thing that we were talking about as far as memories with boundaries here, it's really like having, I guess, I mean, I heard like having the courage to say no, or something like this, okay? So again, I don't see it as a bad thing, okay? Sometimes no is powerful, right? It's like, no, I don't want to take a certain job or money situation because there's something better for me or better aligned for me, something like this, okay? That's just an example though. All right, let's see what else we have on the other side here. So that's not necessarily um, touching, but I don't remember exactly where this was. So I'll just mention it anyway, because it's going to eventually come out, right? It's not a bad thing. Okay, so over here, Leo, kind of hiding behind this green lucky rabbit's foot is we have the envelope charm, okay? So this can talk about some type of message or communication, maybe something about this good luck and this no, okay, in terms of the work, money, finances, or a sense of being valued, okay? Um, and I feel like it's because it's a long time coming with that seashell here, and then we go back to the book. It could be whatever this information was that started in the past. It's like now coming full circle for some of you guys, okay? Um, but again, I don't, think that it's a bad thing, okay? Now, I've said it before, but I'll say it again, right? Whatever falls in the center circle is going to affect all the different areas, okay, Leo? So you have the bow and arrow here, you've got a little bit of the safety pin and a tiny bit of that confusion cloud, okay? So through the confusion, okay, we're going to pull back the arrow and hit some type of target, okay? So overall, this could be saying this month, or it doesn't have to be exactly a month, right? Since time is always moving and fluid and relative. There's something about like redefining goals, okay, and targets, but there's also a sense of safety. So even though, let's say the conditions, let's pretend this is a plane, right? The arrow is a plane. It's cloudy, it's stormy, right? It's not the perfect conditions, but we can still kind of stay on course here, Leo, is what I'm hearing, okay? Now I want to go back this way because these things are also on the line and they're all touching each other. So they also apply to this section that we're in, the work and money. And I'm just going to kind of flip over the skull so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, let's go this way. So here, Leo, when we see a skull in the reading, it can tell us where someone's mind is at or where it will be in the future. But here I see that the mind is on the work and money and finances and maybe some type of leap of faith that is around that. Okay, here with the frog also touching the spider web, and then it's also touching very beautifully the dragonfly. Okay, so it's like a leap of faith to follow our dreams and our goals through this work environment that may have some small moments of confusion, but again, kind of like staying course with something and knowing that there is a safety net or there is like protection, okay? So I really like that. Okay, so I think we got everything for that section. So let's go ahead now, since we're already here, and we're going to move into the spiritual unconscious. You can also call this your intuition, right? But I want to see what's in the past here, up here a little bit first, and then we'll go inward. So again, you can say the white part is past, and this could be future, current, present energies. So all the way out here in the past, on one side we have the deer tooth, okay, and then on the other we have a piece of the whale vertebrae, okay, a backbone of the whale. So this could have been in the past in terms of someone's intuition, chewing over and digesting like what their support system is, or your spiritual support system is, okay? Because in the past there could have also been a little bit of a blockage here or some stagnant energy with the lock, but also, and I'm going to put the pen roughly where this dotted line is, okay? So just pretend it's going outward. So again, this is all still like in that section in the past. So we have the honeybee on one side, and then we have the strawberries, right? So here, Leo, this is about something to do with individual power and a sense of community as well, and going over the details of that. So that could have started in the past, and then it's impacting what we're going to see here on the black mat, okay? So I do see you here, Leo, or someone else, really striving to follow their North Star and have more success and prosperity. Again, either with your own tuition or spirituality or unconsciousness, okay? Because I also see, if we go this way, a real striving for balance, right? With the yin and yang here, and that raccoon claw like coming in and almost wanting, to like scoop it up, right? So very nice, okay? We're all kind of striving for balance in some way, right? Now, this could also have something to do with longing for that for a long time. It could even go back to past lives, but it doesn't have to. Here with the mermaid, right? So if you think of the famous Little Mermaid story, she's sitting on the rock and she's longing to be a human. So longing for this balance, this spiritual unconscious balance, okay? Now, when we see the ship charm, or when I see it, right, it tells me that there could be some, astral travel, traveling unconsciously, lucid dreaming perhaps for some, but it could also be just something talking about being by water, right? So water is a conduit, it's about our emotions, and a lot of times, because it's so healing, it can also be a doorway, to have us open our unconscious or open our intuition or spirituality more. And look at all this beautiful good luck over here, Leo, because here you have the horseshoe and the ladybug inside. And then I love this. We have the hummingbird. Okay, it's kind of upside down, but it looks like its beak is wanting to go to the skull. Remember, the skull was like that, and I just kind of put it right side up so you could see it. So the hummingbird flies backwards, but it represents doing something we're naturally good at, okay? Doing something with our spirituality or our intuition. Our intuition should always be natural, right? It's our inner guidance system. So this could also talk about doing something unconventional or non-traditional here, but I really, really like it, okay? Because that's where we should, have the freedom to explore, right? When we're talking about our innermost self and our intuition, right? Maybe we don't necessarily outwardly explore or experiment in other areas of our life, depending on our personality. But here, this is kind of like the place that it happens, or that we do it more, okay, sometimes first. So here we also see Cupid, and it looks like Cupid, if you look at this way, it's kind of riding or about to jump onto Pegasus. And I've never seen it like that before, or it's been some time because I can't remember when I've seen it like that. But it has this playful energy, Leo, and it's like, where is the spiritual freedom, the love, right? So Cupid represents all types of love, romantic, platonic, and self-love. So here, this could be even more about self-love, okay, because we're talking about our spiritual unconscious, intuition, all those things. So I definitely love that, okay? Now, on the other side, I didn't talk about it before because it's not all the way touching, but it's very close, right? Here we have the crown, Leo. Okay, so this could be about your own leadership qualities, your confidence in your intuition. It could be working with someone that has more knowledge than you in those areas, or you're just generally kind of leveling up here, okay? And then the freedom aspect is, where's my pen? Sorry. The freedom aspect is also kind of repeated over here, right on the line with the freedom handcuffs, okay? Excuse me, my goodness, hold on, I need some water. Sorry, I've been talking a lot. Okay. So remember we talked about this a little bit, and this stuff is in terms of work or money, but now it also applies to the spiritual unconscious. So there is a need to cut something away here that maybe is no longer needed. Okay, some type of cleansing. And, you know, you or someone else thinking a lot about this spirituality aspect or your intuition, your unconscious, right? So it's kind of spilling over into both areas. And when I talk about work and money, I usually say, and I forgot to say it before, is that if someone's retired or work or money aren't necessarily, a big thing anymore, this is also about our sense of being valued, right? So sometimes it makes sense when, if we don't feel spiritually valued, then we might not see it show up in our work in the 3D world. Like if it's not here in the 5D, then it's harder sometimes to show up here, if that makes sense. Not for everybody, but just kind of like an example. Okay, but here with this spirituality and in that environment, there's some type of leap of faith here, okay, about our dreams. So it's really beautiful how, hopefully you can see it, the frog here is jumping off. It's like using the dreams as a motivator, okay, to jump forward. Okay, and again, could be something about leadership qualities, maybe helping others with their spirituality or unconscious, or just gaining more confidence yourself. Okay, so I like that a lot. Now, as we go this way, I'm going to see what's underneath in just a second. But we've got the cat's eye right on the line here. And then this is, if I just turn it a little bit this way so you can see, my listening seashell. Okay, so we have feminine energy showing up here. So there could be, and it looks like they're both coyote parts here. You have the coyote claw, and then I believe this is the coyote penis underneath. Look, oh my God, a whole bunch of stuff underneath here. Okay, very interesting. So here we have coyote claw, coyote penis bone. We've got a piece of the armadillo vertebrae. I know it's hard to see. I'm trying to keep my hand steady with the camera. Okay, you can see it better like that. And then we have my symbol for Capricorn. So here, Leo, it's like listening to some type of masculine energy along with this beautiful feminine energy, okay? Something about manifesting something and having a hard outer shell, along with this sense of like permanence I'm hearing, okay? So this could be about not giving up, okay, with something, even though maybe we don't have all the information. So some energy or some person here is really listening, like they have their ear to the wall, let's say, just to be dramatic, and they're like, wait, what are they saying? What do I need to put more work in or have this sense of permanence with my own spirituality and unconscious? This could also, of course, be here, Leo, something to do with a Capricorn during Capricorn season, or where you may have Capricorn in your chart as well. Okay, but it's it's something, that was in one of the other readings where I was talking about. I think it was the cloud was with Capricorn. This time the cloud's all the way over there. But it's like not knowing the information, but still kind of moving forward. It's kind of similar to what I said here as far as like a general theme for your reading that goes in all these different areas, is to pull back that arrow, even though the conditions might not be perfect and it's hard to see, but to kind of keep the course, right? And know that there is still also protection here, remember, with the safety pin. Okay. So I think that's covers everything as far as that section. All right, so now let's go ahead and move on to body and mental health here. I'm trying to wait for the camera maybe to focus. There we go. Okay, so we have quite a few things here in the past I want to go over first. All right, so first, right over here, we see our witch charm. Okay, so some friendly energy. It could be here in the past in terms of someone's body or mental health. They were thinking a lot about something to do with friends or this friendly type of energy. Okay, now here in terms of someone's health, mind and body, there could have also been in the past a lot of feminine energy. So we all have masculine and feminine inside of us, regardless of our gender or how we identify, right? But here it's that soft receiving energy and someone chewing over and digesting how to have support and go with the flow with some type of support in terms of someone's body and mental health, okay? Um, there's also, right, we got feminine here, and then all the way over here, Leo, we have masculine. And the masculine energy here in the past is also very close to the seahorse. So this could have had something to do with, you know, your parents, your blood relations, who you're related to. It also could be your sense of family, your tribe, your group of people that you aren't related to, but you consider family. So manifesting something here in the past and some type of wish, okay, for the family, something about this here in terms of body and mental health, okay? Now, if we put the pen roughly like this, it won't stay that dotted line and continues to go outwards, okay? We also have a little bit of this raccoon penis bone crossing the line, and then we have just turn it right side up so you can see it, the angel coin here in the past, okay? And so this, Leo, is like masculine energy. Your angels are pushing you or pushing someone else or pushing the energy in the past like towards this wish, okay? So I think that's, you know, very beautiful, right? Maybe it doesn't feel like it in the past, but I feel like it will be beautiful later. Okay, now as we move to the black part of the mat, that is future, current, present energies, possibilities. We can see here with the rope charm that over time, there is something here about a teacher, a mentor, a guide. Okay, but since we're talking about body and mental health, it could also be a doctor for the physical body, a doctor for the mental health, and there's all these emotions here, okay? And then we have the peace doves. So whatever this is here, Leo, I feel that it is like good emotions, okay? Working with whoever this person is. Now, this could also be your own leadership qualities here if you're taking care of your body and your mental health. Maybe it's just making your emotions more calm, okay? So then focus on something else going on here with this raccoon claw that's kind of pointing towards this turkey wishbone. I like this a lot here, Leo, I just have to say. So when we go this way, it's like this broom is coming in, another clearing, cleansing agent to clear something out so all these beautiful new ideas can come in with the lightning bolt. And when that happens, it really picks up speed because now you have, again, two masculine energies together. So here you have your second raccoon penis bone, and it's right next to the coyote penis bone, okay? So as a stereotype, right, we would say masculine energy is assertive and aggressive and potent, I'm hearing. I don't know what that means is in terms of this clearing and cleansing, because then you have it again here, Leo, with the leaf kind of hiding underneath. Okay, so the tree, right, in the winter will shed its old leaves and fall off so new leaves can come in the spring. And what do we have like in between? These things are all in between the turkey wishbone's legs, right? And so this is good luck. We've got the 4-leaf clover over here, Leo. I mean, who doesn't like that, right? So wishing and manifesting this good luck when we have this proactive, assertive aggressiveness with this clearing and cleansing and letting new ideas in. So if we're taught, as an example, to do certain things with our body and our mental health, excuse me, my goodness, I can't stop like having indigestion, y'all. Sorry. Probably something I ate. But anyway, this brings in new ideas. So if we had an idea in our past learned from our family or friends of how to take care of our body and mental health, maybe it no longer resonates. Maybe it needs to be updated so these new ideas can come in. Okay. And as we go this way on the other side of that, all right, we do have the water charm here. Okay, so a lot of emotions. Okay, and then we have the irresponsibility coin, and underneath it on this side, we've got the mountain charm. So being emotional about some type of challenging energy around irresponsibility. So if someone, right, is irresponsible with their body or mental health in any way, it's going to make other areas in our life more challenging, right? Or it's naturally going to make someone maybe more emotional or on guard or even defensive, right? But it doesn't have to be that way. It could just be that these challenges and emotions, because remember, you kind of have emotions on both sides. Over here it's peaceful, it's working with a teacher, a mentor, a guide, a doctor, something like this. Okay, but then over here it feels more challenging. Okay, and again, maybe someone's not taking responsibility for something, even taking responsibility for our emotions, because that definitely not only affects our mental health but affects our physical body too. Okay, um, but what I like about this though on this side, okay, now we have our second skull right on the line here, Leo. Okay, remember your first skull was over here in spiritual unconscious, and now you have the other one right on the line here between body and mental health and relationships. But what it was touching or very close to here is the money bags, right? So abundance. Okay, so there can be abundance and thinking about abundance for good health, body and mental health. On the other side of those challenges or being irresponsible with the emotions or something about this. Okay, so not trying to be mean, because we all have things we have to work on, and we can all say that sometimes we're irresponsible with something. Okay, so no shaming or anything like that. Now, over here, Leo, I see this question mark like right on the left shoulder. And it's like, what are we carrying on our shoulders, right? It can even be that whole thing about the God and the devil, right, on each shoulder. So if there's still some questions or burdens that are heavy on you or heavy on someone else in terms of their body and mental health, it's like when we slow down and we think about these things, I love when I see the key is not far off from the question. Okay, that's always a good sign. So here now we have possibly some type of answers, okay, about body and mental health, and releasing some type of burdens. Okay, because this also is on the line and applies this way. So here, if we look at it in this other way, listening to how to be more proactive with, maybe we don't know the answers yet. Let's say we got some tests or something for our body, or maybe we're trying something new with the mental health practitioner, the counselors, the psychiatrists, the apps, whatever it is, right? And there is again Capricorn energy underneath it. Okay, and I forgot to say this before, but with these two pieces of the coyote symbol together, okay, right here we have the coyote claw and then we have the coyote penis. Coyotes are pack animals, right? So this could also have something to do with our sense of support and community. So, you know, is our community helping us with the body and mental health if we don't know something? How can our sense of community and maybe here softening our hard outer shell with that piece of the armadillo vertebrae here, and being persistent and not giving up even if we don't have like all the answers or all the information yet, right? So if you're familiar with tarot, I always say that the cat's eye is almost like the moon card. Okay, so we don't have all the information. Doesn't mean that it's bad, but we're waiting to have more information. Okay, now this also could have something to do with a Capricorn, or where you have Capricorn in your chart or Capricorn season, but it doesn't have to be, okay? Um, Now, remember how I was talking about the key and the answers here? We also have those freedom handcuffs that apply to this section. So, a sense of freedom around some type of answers here is really beautiful. And then going back to, if we don't have all the information, there's a little bit of confusion, right, with the cloud here. Everything in the center affects all the different areas. So, staying on course and working through the storm, because there still is a sense of security or protection here, also with the body and mental health. Okay. All right. Now, let's go ahead and pull out a little bit here and see what we have for your last section here, Leo, and starting with this past energy and then kind of moving in. So, all the way down here, I feel like they want to start here, is this feminine energy showing up in the past. Maybe this feminine energy, this soft receiving, being more open in terms of our relationships, right? This is love area we're in now. So all types of love, romantic, platonic, self-love, okay? So manifesting some type of transformation here perhaps started in the past with the butterfly all the way out here, okay? And manifesting not only this transformation, but some type of happiness in our relationships, in one relationship or all, okay? So I love to see the sun here, like half in the past, half in the future, current, present energies, okay? We can also see a little bit in the past here that there was some type of listening, okay? The listening bells are showing up here. So listening to, and then we see the fork right on the line. Remember, just pretend the dotted line goes outwards. That it's like listening for, okay, what type of relationships am I digesting? Is someone else? Is the environment, right? Does it feel healthy and safe? Okay, something like this is also started in the past and is continuing on in the future, current, present energies. Now, if we go this way here, Leo, and I'm just going to flip some of these over. Here we see the coffin was on top of the ship anchor. We got the turtle here hanging out with the first honeybee. Or no, the second honeybee. We had a honeybee earlier. So this is the second honeybee. It doesn't matter. It's a honeybee, right? The coffin is my symbol, one of my other symbols, just like the skeleton hand or even the angel coin. It's about passed on loved ones, friends, family, ancestors, spirit guides, all those things. So there's a need in the past to go slow with our sense of safety and freedom in our relationships. Again, whether they're platonic, romantic, excuse me, or self-love, okay? Also here in the past, there's that second raccoon penis bone coming over, right? And crossing into both. And so it's this masculine energy that's like, how can we work within the community? How do we have individuality and also community within the relationships? But remember, I said that your angels on this side with this angel coin are pushing this to happen, right? And if we follow it this way, now we're in the future, current, present energies. And it almost looks like what if we push this, okay? And this raccoon penis bone kind of scoops up. I didn't do that very gracefully, but it's kind of scooping up the happiness and the sun if it was to travel on its like little trajectory or path, okay? So I definitely like that for you, okay? Again, past energy showing up here and maybe being a catalyst for something here in the future, current, present energies. As we move forward, okay, we have the bat here with a piece of the fish vertebrae backbone. Okay, so bats are also good luck, just like the lucky rabbit's foot here that we'll talk about in a minute. But they're also about like subtle vibrations and communications because they are blind, right? So here this is about our vibrations within our support system in our relationships. Like something about, I keep hearing, are you hearing me, right? Is someone communicating not just with their words and what they're saying, but in their subtle vibrations? There's a need to go with the flow here, okay, with that, okay, and maybe come from a more softer side, okay, something about this, okay. Now, as we go this way here, Leo, we've got the corn charm, we have the snake vertebrae, and then we have the balance scales, right? So, planting seeds, something of substance that's going to last, okay, in our relationships, whether romantic, platonic, self love, that are balanced, right? Some kind of equal give and take here. Now, this could, of course, have something to do with the Libra or during Libra season, or where you may have Libra in your chart. But it's really a sense of justice and balance, okay, coming in with feeling supported in our relationships. I'm just going to flip over this Buckeye here, okay? So we know if we went back this way, right, that skull in the present moment, okay, or future, so to speak, is thinking a lot about not only relationships, okay, but body and mental health, and where is the abundance? The abundance is twice here, though. It's really beautiful, Leo, right? And so abundance is whatever we want to manifest in terms of our relationships, because that's the section we're in, right? Um, and all this good luck is here, okay? And there could be, remember, some type of message. I'm going to move this down a little bit. Okay, so here we have the envelope charm, and it's right on the center on the heart. So I always say that this could be the heart chakra, right? So some type of message that you give or you receive in some way, and it could have something to do with safety, okay? Because the safety pin is there a little bit. It's like, it's almost like using the safety pin to cross over here into the center where we had that bow and arrow, Sagittarius energy, right? So again, it could have something to do with the Sagittarius season where you have Sag in your chart, but it doesn't have to be. It's really like, what are the relationship goals within romantic relationships, platonic with friends and family, and self-love? Is it safe to go towards those goals? So some type of information either comes in or goes out here, and there's all this good luck around it, okay? But on the other side, there's also still that no coin, right? And like I usually say, it could be a no for right now. It could be you receive a no or you give a no, okay? Or it just comes in general, right? But sometimes no is protection, okay? Because this no has the green lucky rabbit's foot behind it. If it was behind itself, it would feel completely different, right? But here it's like that no is supported, okay? So I feel like it's generally a good thing here. Now I'm just gonna move this over again. So these things are right on the line. They also apply this way, okay? So here, this is really cool too, Leo. Here we have healing with the lizard. We have the bicycle. We have, again, the chair, and the chair is on top of that seashell charm, right? So this is about healing something, a lot of movement perhaps happening in the home, like where you live or someone else lives, right? But it also could be about where do we feel at home in a sense of healing and the ability to move like within our relationship. So are the relationships, again, going back to the fork, are they healthy? Are they healing? Right? Are they growing? All those things kind of apply as well. But there's like double abundance, there's equal give and take here, and then there's all this good luck, okay? So very beautiful. I hope some of that makes sense already or will in the future, okay? But yeah, that is your reading, Leo. Really beautiful. I'm going to put the camera down just for a brief moment so I can take a picture here of your bones and charms in case you want to look at it again later. and then we'll kind of transition into the Virgo energy. But I will put the camera back up too and kind of just say goodbye to Leo for a brief moment before we switch over to Virgo. Let me just get this picture here. Alrighty. Okay. Let's see how kind of angled down a little bit so you can see the bones and charms as I cast them. Stay. Okay. All right. So yes, thank you, Leo. Enjoy this time period. And feel free to let me know in the comments or privately or any of those things or none of those things. That's okay too. But thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, and eventually TikTok. All right. So we're going to go ahead and clear out the Leo energy and welcome in the Virgo energy. I think my bowl is stuck. Hold on, guys. I'm like, it's stuck inside the singing bowl. There we go. All right. Probably shouldn't put that on top of each other, but it's okay. It works out. All right. So now we're going to transition into Virgo energy. All right. So we got our picture here. So we're going to go ahead and clear this. All right. And I'll probably rotate the mat again. Just so when I'm casting, I always have my eyes closed, but I don't know, it just feels good to kind of rotate it every once in a while. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well and getting ready for the new month coming up. I was going to do some astrology notes and I had them all written down, and then of course I lost them. So I guess that was Spirit being like, nope, you're not going to talk about this right now. But that is all right. Because if you're into all that, right, you can look up online to the general kind of astrology for June. I use Cafe Astrology is a really good one. You can look at the ephemeris too, all that good stuff. Okay, so let's put this over here for a moment with some crystals to kind of clear the energy. Stay. All right, and then get the sound bowl here. I think the music stopped, but that is okay. It's meant to be. All right. Incense. Yes, yes. Okay. This was hard to light earlier. I don't know why. Hold on. There we go. Let me not blow it out. Okay. So we clear energy with intention, with sound, sometimes with smoke, right? There's so many different ways, okay? A little bit for you guys. Dun, 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 dun. All right, I'm gonna put this, I think like right here, let's see. Stay. Don't burn out, but stay lit that way. Okay, ta-da, let's see if that works. All right, now I got incense ash everywhere. All right. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and do our sound bell for Virgo. All right, so if you want, you can just kind of tune in, take a couple of deep breaths, you know, whatever feels right, and we'll get into the energy. All right. So this is going to be for Virgo for June 2025. All right. Still singing a little bit. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Alrighty. Gentle, gentle. Okay. So when I shake the bones and charms, they're gonna make a little bit of noise. So just bear with me. It's not forever, but that's the way that I have to shuffle, so to speak, the cards, right? Or the bones and charms. All right. So thank you for your patience and understanding. All right. So spirits, please guide my hands. Messages for Virgo, Earth sign Virgo, for June 2025. What does Virgo need to see? What does Virgo need to know for the highest good? Messages for Virgo. Messages for Earth sign Virgo for their highest good. Messages for Virgo. Messages for Virgo. Hold on. Really good. I'm shaking in there. That's good. Okay. All right. So spirits, please guide my hands. Spirits, please guide my hands. Messages. Messages for Earth sign Virgo for their highest good. What does Virgo need to see? What does Virgo need to know? Messages for Earth sign Virgo. Messages for Earth sign Virgo for the highest good. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Spirits guide my hands. Spirits guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Virgo. What do they need to see? What do they need to know for the highest good? Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Virgo for their highest good. What does Virgo need to see for June 2025? Messages for June 2025 for Virgo. Whoa, alright. Virgo, I don't know why you made me dizzy there for a second. Not a bad thing, but yeah, everything was like pulling. I could feel it pulling right here for some reason. All right, so we'll definitely find out what's going on. I'm gonna flip some of the bones and charms real quickly. So when I bring the camera down in a few moments and you see everything up close, if they're already kind of flipped over, it helps. And I'm gonna try to take my pen out. Hey, 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 no fighting, kitty cats. Pinky, Diva. Shh. Kitty cat's fighting. All right, sorry. Not really fighting, but you know how it is. Cat fights. Okay. Let's flip these real quickly. A little gentle. I'll leave that like that. Oh. Very gentle. Okay. I'll leave that like that. Some of them will flip them as we get there. Just want to do the ones that I can real quick. Okay. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. All right. So real quickly, before I bring the camera down, also we're going to find out where Spirit wants to start the reading. All right. So just bear with me a moment. where would you like to start the Virgo June reading? Please, spirits, guide my hands. Where would you like to start the Virgo reading? It's both these spots. Virgo. Spirits, where do you want to start the Virgo reading? Do you prefer here? Or here? Okay. They want it right there. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to put my pen there. I don't think any of them fell. Just want to make sure. I don't think so. Okay. So we're going to start in the spiritual unconscious section, also known as your intuition. And then, yeah, see what we got. Okay, so let's go for a little ride here, Virgo. Here we go. All right. So, looks like if we pull all the way back out, right, the majority of your bones and charms this month, Virgo, seems like it tends to be in work and money and spiritual unconscious and a lot of past energy. I remember when I was casting, right, it kept pulling this way. Okay, so again, it's not a bad thing. It's just really interesting to see where the energy flows. So it doesn't mean that things aren't going on in the other sections. It just means that spirit may want you or someone else, multiple people, or the general environment situation energy to focus more here. Okay. But like I said, we'll know more as we go through. Okay. Just again, flipping certain things I can see. All right. So as we get to where spirit wanted to start here, Virgo, is the alligator claw. Okay, I'm just going to move my pen. So the alligator claw is a symbol for good luck, okay, but it's also about manifesting, right? Like it's a hand, it's reaching, it's grabbing for something here. And this is the spiritual unconscious section, also known as your intuition. Okay, so there's quite a few things underneath. I just want to lift this up and see what we have. So beautiful, Virgo. So here's the lizard, like right in the beginning of the reading, okay? So reaching and striving for some type of beautiful healing, right? So as we know, certain lizards, if you cut off its tail, it's going to grow back. So it's like this rebirthing energy here, reaching and striving for that, all right? There's also a lot of general movement here to clear something, okay? So your spiritual team, okay, or your unconscious or your intuition, perhaps with the bicycle here, then touching the feather, it's like, yeah, we need to clear something and cleanse something. So there's double manifesting energy here also with the coyote claw, okay? So coyotes are also packed animals, so maybe working with others, okay, to do this. Now, because this is on the black mat and not over here on the white part, this could be present energy or even future possibilities, okay? But what I see on the other side of it, right, is there is Pegasus right here on the line, okay? And then we have the elephant. So, elephants never forget. So there could be some memories here of a sense of spiritual freedom or freedom to use the intuition or freedom to explore our own unconscious or someone else's, right? And your spiritual team is showing up here. And again, look at that. Like the skeleton hand is right on the word. I know it's upside down, but the right on the word unconscious. Okay. So they're like, yes, I'm here. Yes, I want to talk to you. Okay. Whether that's spirit guides, ancestors, past on loved ones, friends. Okay. So I see a deep digging in here to the spirituality, to the unconscious here, Virgo, whether that's you or someone else or just the energy. But also with this raccoon penis bone underneath it, okay, this is that masculine energy, right? We all have masculine and feminine. So being proactive or assertive with trying to find this healing and this cleansing. Okay, and I also see someone really chewing over and digesting safety. Okay, that's so cute. I don't know if you guys can see it because of the angle. Maybe it's better that way. Maybe not. Come on, camera. Well, here, when it decides to focus because I move too much, is this human tooth bone, and it's going through. There we go. I almost had it. It's going through the safety pin here, guys. Okay. So someone chewing over and digesting a sense of spiritual safety or unconscious safety. Okay. And I see that perhaps if we go this way, then maybe this started in the past in some way. Okay. Because here we have another human tooth bone. We've got the yin and yang symbol showing up here. There we go. The camera, thank you. And then also underneath here, if we flip it, we got the frog, the froggy, right? And so someone chewing over, digesting, or the energy maybe started in the past to have a leap of faith, to have more of a sense of balance and safety, okay? And if we look this way, Virgo, this is really cool. I love this. It's like all this good luck is in your spiritual unconscious. It's in the past and the present, right? And here we see one of the skulls. Okay, so someone really thinking about this in the past, and it's almost like supporting or under the skull's chin here. If we follow this, okay, we have your second raccoon penis bone coming around here, and it's scooping up the buckeye. It's scooping up abundance, right? So this is like whatever you or someone else or the energy wants to manifest or wanted to manifest in the past in terms of spirituality or the unconscious, okay? Now, if we go even further back, right, now we have my listening seashell, and then we have um, the bobcat tooth, right? So someone or some energy listening in the past with this feminine energy, something to do perhaps with even boundaries, right? Because it's a bobcat tooth, chewing over and digesting that. But it's also just like domesticated cats, they're really good with their boundaries, right? So if they don't want you to touch them, they're going to let you know, right? They need their space and it has to be on their terms. So maybe this started in the past and it's like, okay, I can hear my spiritual team, but maybe it has to be when I'm ready or not all the time, right? I tell people, and I'm still learning it myself, right, to have boundaries with your spiritual team as well. Because if you're overwhelmed and you just need rest, it's like, okay, I don't need all the messages while I'm sleeping. Can I also just get some fun dreams or some less intense dreams or something like this, right? But that's just an example. It doesn't have to really be that. So setting boundaries with what we are hearing spiritually with our intuition or unconscious, so we can again manifest this abundance and good luck that started in the past and that's also coming in here into the future current present energies. Okay, so I just realized your second skull is also in this section. Wow. Okay, look at you, Virgo. Okay, so we got one here and one here. All right, so that one's in the past. Okay, heavy on the mind, the spiritual unconscious, and also in the future current present energies that's showing up as well. Oh, that's so beautiful. Sorry to be like, but it's cute. I can't help it, Virgo, right? So here we have a lot of emotions around some type of transformation that maybe started in the past, but it's still happening. Someone thinking a lot about the spiritual unconscious intuitive emotions, okay, with the butterfly and the water charm here on one side, and then on the other side and also right on the line we have the bat here, okay? So it's like when I see the bat in the spiritual unconscious, it always makes sense. It feels like it's where it belongs, right? It's like it's home, because the bat represents the subtle vibrations, right? Because bats are blind, they can't see, so they have to use echolocation to communicate. So it's like using sounds and vibrations to communicate, so not just relying on the visual. So that really makes sense when we're talking about our intuition or our unconscious, right? Our spiritual side. If we also go back this way, we have a second kind of reference to listening, right? First, you have the listening seashell all the way out here. If it was a big one and we put it up to our ear, right, we can hear the ocean. Then we have listening bells again, okay? So, and if we back up a little bit further, right, we have the book charm all the way out here. I'm going to try to move it in a little bit. So, this is like, in the past here, Virgo, maybe you or someone else with energy got some type of information about the spiritual support system. Okay. And so it's like over time, finding a sense of freedom and safety with that, again, with the information and kind of like setting the boundaries of when we're going to receive certain messages. Okay. And learning to do that. So, we stop our boat when we drop our anchor, and then we lift it when we need to go. So both freedom and safety showing up here. Now, as we go this way, now we have this beautiful feminine energy again, our second seashell in this section. Okay, so soft, feminine, receiving energy. Now, co-mingling with this masculine energy, that, excuse me, raccoon penis bone, and then bringing in the peace doves. So bringing in peaceful energy as well. Okay, so really, really beautiful. There's a couple other things here right on the line, and then we'll talk about the center and move on. But yeah, let me see if I can roughly put the pen like where the dotted line is. Okay, it's like somewhere around there. It's not gonna be perfect. Okay, so again, whatever is right on the line or in this section applies here, and then it can also apply there. Okay, so it's pretty close, but maybe not touching. But I felt like Spirit wanted to talk about it now, so I'm going to talk about it. It looks like it's for the most part touching. Okay, so we're just going to talk about it because that's what they told me to do. I'm going to try to do what they say. Okay, so here, Virgo, you've got this turkey wishbone, right? And it's so cute. It's like on top of or on the side of that baby's head. And inside the turkey wishbone, I can see that we have Pisces, the twin fish, and also we have the crown that was kind of like on its side. I'm just flipping it over. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it better like that. But this is, about some type of deep wish, okay, spiritual wish, that maybe is with a Pisces, okay, during Pisces season, or where you may have Pisces in your chart, but it doesn't have to be. It could be in addition to that or aside from that zodiac energy. It could really just be about going the flow, going with the flow, going with the tide, not against the tide, around some gaining some type of spiritual knowledge with the crown, or working with someone that has more knowledge than you, or higher up, okay, like a spiritual teacher, a guru. Excuse me. It could also be your own, like, spiritual gifts. I'm hearing it, and your own leadership qualities, a deep wish for that. And that could have gone, even to your inner child work here, something that you longed for when you were a kid. It could also be, 3D physical children, your children or someone else's. But when we're talking about the spiritual unconscious section, it could really just be that inner child energy, a playful energy. There's playful energy here. And that playful childlike energy is also around, again, a second symbol for a teacher, a mentor, a guide, or your own leadership qualities here. And it's paired with the fork, okay? So this could be, about basically, like, what are we digesting in terms of our spirituality or unconscious, and when did it start, right? Did it start when we were a baby? Okay, and what are those spiritual wishes that maybe we forgot about or put on the back burner or something like this? Okay, but beautiful energy with that Pisces twin fish and the crown. Okay, I really like it. It's like putting on your spiritual crown too. It's almost like I gotta move the pen anyway, but what if the baby was like, I'm a big boy or girl now. I'm a high priestess, right? I'm the high priestess in the tarot. I'm my own shaman, my own guru, right? I don't know why I just felt like I had to put that there. Okay, so that could be for somebody, but it doesn't have to be for everybody. Okay, but it is so close, and it is really nice to see. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about this stuff yet because it's not really touching, but I want to go back to the center and talk about this here. Oh, hey Craig, just saw your message. I don't know if you're still here. You tuned in at the right time. May all of you Virgos feel and heal through your speaking of this awesome reading. Oh, thank you so much, Craig. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's so nice. And you know, it goes kind of with Craig's message too. Like the overall theme through all these different parts of your reading this month here, Virgo, could be being flexible with clearing and cleansing something. Okay, so it applies to all the different things. So that's because here we have the dog ankle bone. Okay, so our bones support us, but they also have to move with us, especially when we're talking about like the foot bone here, right? And being able to step forward. Okay, so, oh, that's so beautiful. All right, so let me just make sure we talked about everything there. No, we didn't. Okay, I forgot way over here. All right. We have Leo the lion, okay, and it is right on the line if we follow the line, right? It's on the other side, but that's where Spirit wanted me to go. So this is like your barest section, your least active section here, Virgo. So it's not a bad thing, right? It could be like whatever you or someone else is doing in terms of your body and mental health, like continue to do it and just continue to cleanse something here and be flexible with the body and mental health because this applies right to everything. But spirit may be like your need to be or your focus is going to be more in these other areas. Okay, so that's pretty cool. But saying that, all the way out here with Leo the lion showing up, and this is past energy here, Virgo. This could be like, you know, your passion and creativity or that fiery energy is really maybe why there isn't a whole lot here. And it's to continue to just keep cleansing the body, keep cleansing the mind. This, of course, could also have something to do with the Leo or during Leo season in the past or where you may have Leo in your chart. But it doesn't have to be, okay? But that's really cool. I haven't seen anyone in a long time have like anything there. So good job, Leo. Someone, why do I keep saying Leo? Virgo, my goodness. Well, I was talking about Leo, that's right. But good job, Virgo. Definitely good job with that. Okay, keep doing what you're doing and just keep cleansing and adding flexibility. Like doing your stretches, being flexible in the mind, all of that stuff. All right, so now let's move on to your relationships and love section here, Virgo. So, not too much showing up here in the past, and mainly just a couple things showing up in the current present energies. So, all the way out here, we do have that raccoon claw. Okay, so manifesting something here. And this section, it's relationships and love, all types, right? Romantic, platonic, self love. But I really like here, Virgo, that we have the hummingbird and it's kind of flying in between the two words on the mat, okay? But the hummingbird is doing something that we're naturally good at or doing something that's non traditional, non conformist, right? It's like in our relationships, all types, right? Romantic, platonic, self love, doing the things that maybe seem different to other people, but like make sense to you, okay? Or make sense to someone else or the general environment situation. There could also be something here about like the heart chakra is like fully open, I'm hearing, and that this is like a long time coming here, like with the seashell. Okay, so whether that's you or someone else or multiple people, um, again, whatever's in the center circle is going to apply this way as well. So one of the messages is to just keep clearing and cleansing and adding flexibility where you can in all of your relationships. And if there is, or if there is, or if there's going to be, right, any relationships that need to be cut back or cut away completely, to do that, right? Because if they don't support you being that hummingbird, then they need to, you know, go away, basically, right? But really, really beautiful, okay? All right. So now let's get down to your mouthful here, Virgo, and get into your work and money section. I'm like, Virgo, are you a Capricorn? My God. I mean, I know you're all hardworking, but yeah, there's a lot here in the past and in the future, current, present energies in terms of work, money, finances, or your sense of being valued. So I want to start in the past and I want to go back to where we had that baby, right? And some of the other things that were very close to it, okay? Because they're also on the line and they also apply the other way. So I want to roughly, again, kind of put the pen back where you can see the line and just imagine it goes outwards. All right. So we have that baby there, right? We have the turkey wishbone, we have the twin fish, Pisces energy, and then that crown kind of hiding inside of it. So here in the past, Virgo, you or someone else um, has this inner child questions like coming from your youthful energy, your playful energies, like what do I wish for in terms of my work or money or finances or sense of being valued. If I'm wishing for to go with the flow and have more confidence or to level up, that energy started maybe even from childhood, right? And working with some type of teacher, mentor, or guide, um, or your own leadership qualities here. Now, this could also have been fueled, Virgo, from something to do with the family here with the seahorse. This can be your blood family, your parents, relatives, but it could also be whoever you consider your tribe or your group of people. So it's like chewing over and digesting. Well, what does it mean to be a family, right? Because here we also have the chair, and then the lightning bolt is coming in and it's touching that human tooth bone as well. So chewing over and digesting in the past, you know, where do I feel at home with the work, the money, the finances? Are there some new ideas that I can bring in to support the family and the home? And there's something here, Virgo, about going over the details with that in the past here with the strawberry, and all this good luck as well, with that four-leaf clover. Sorry, guys, I just see like all this cat and dog hair. I'm like, ugh. Anyway, um, this strawberry also is then touching, okay, the angel coin. So symbol for past on loved ones, friends, angels, guardians, right? And like the whole environment here, because it's also on top of the spider, and the spider web could have been really, really supportive in the past. But that support was also changing a lot here. So when the support is changing in terms of work or money, it could be coworkers, it could be boss, it could be friends and family, because they're also, supporting the work in some way, perhaps. Okay. I gotta move some of this so I can see what's going on. Hold on. Okay. So here we have underneath the spider and that snake vertebrae, now we have the deer tooth. All right, Virgo. So this is about thinking about and chewing over and digesting like a sense of purity. How can we be pure within the work and money and finances, about individual support and community effort? Okay, because in the past here there was the honeybee, and then it's touching, okay, the the fish, right? So if we're working with individual and community effort, there's a lot of success there, right? When everyone's kind of like pulling their weight. So I always say with the honeybee, if one bee quit and then they joined a union and they got all the bees together, then eventually everybody would die, the queen bee would die, and there would be no honey. So it's like that individual support from each little bee contributes, to the whole hive and the sense of community. So there was a lot of success here in the past with that. And then, of course, now we got our no coin. It's like coming in every reading. So again, it could have something to do with the collective unconscious or general astrology. But for you, I think you are the first or second person that had it in more in the past energy, okay? So sometimes when we get a no or we give a no, it's for our protection or for someone else's, or just a no for right now, maybe not for forever, okay? Excuse me. So now I'm going to move it over and kind of see all the things that are hiding there. Okay, interesting. So here on one side, right, Virgo, we've got the wish charm, we have the puzzle piece, and then we have the dragonfly. So this is like, okay, what are the work and money and finances and sense of value dreams that maybe you had in the past or someone else did, okay? Because there were a lot of emotions here, within the spiritual support team, and like something about a message coming in, okay, or going out, right, with that envelope charm on top of the scissors and needing to cut that away. So if this no, okay, like really hurts your feelings or someone else's, right, or hurt the project or hurt the money, the finances, or sense of being valued, here your spiritual team also was showing up with the coffin, and then the ship charm, right? So it's like maybe it was something about no, you can't travel to family, or no, as an example, right? Or no, you can't, let's say, travel at this time or be close to water, or no, your wish is a big piece of the puzzle and why you do what you do with the work and the money and the finances. But maybe there's still this like slowing down energy, like again, maybe it's not no for forever, but it was no, for a certain amount of time, okay, in the past, because things needed to kind of slow down, right? Because again, we still have so much here to talk about in the past, and then also still in the future, current, present energies, all right? So I can see, actually, before we go that way, I want to go this way. We have all the way out here is the mountain charm. So there could have been a lot of challenges in the past with work or money or finances or a sense of being valued. And this perhaps like led someone to, have a more hard outer shell with the armadillo backbone here, vertebrae bone. And this, was difficult in the past, and that no again, but then now we have in the future, current, present energies, all this protection, and it's paired with this masculine energy here. So this could be here, Virgo, like being proactive or assertive or aggressive and protecting something, protecting yourself or protecting others, protecting the work, the money, the finances. But on the other side of it, right, because here we have masculine energy, and then not far from it, and that usually doesn't happen, now we have the feminine charm. So both masculine and feminine energies like coming in together and protecting something here, okay? Now, right on the word work, right, we have a piece of the fish vertebrae here. We have the second honeybee, we've got the cloud, and then we have the money bags, okay? So if there's, a little bit of confusion here, again, around some type of roles or sense of individuality and community, there's a need to go with the flow here, okay, and figure out how that support shows up for you or someone else or everybody, because there is like abundance to be had, okay, here with the money bags. I like that. Okay. And here, Virgo, there's Saturn, right? Remember how I joked in the beginning? I'm like, oh my God, are you a Capricorn? Because it's like all your stuff is in work and money. It's just a joke because that usually happens for Capricorn. But it doesn't, it makes sense because you're Virgo. If you're a sun sign Virgo, also a lot of earth energy like Capricorn. But here, Daddy Saturn is showing up, okay? And so that helps us get serious and organize and pay bills and all the things. Doesn't mean that you or someone else or the energy wasn't doing it before, okay? But now that Saturn energy, and I really wish I had my astrology notes to see what Saturn may be doing in June, but I left them somewhere. I should use my dowsing rods to find them. But anyway, it's all divine timing. This could be like over time, really wishing and wanting for a long time to follow the North Star in terms of work or money or finances. And then the loved ones are showing up here. And this is so beautiful, Virgo, because Cupid is on top of now. Um, let's see, I guess that would be our third cleansing agent, right? Because we had the scissors back here hiding underneath the no, right? And then we had in the center, okay, for everything, the broom, okay, and now we have the leaf, okay, so our third kind of cleansing agent. So it's like your loved ones are like, yes, we're here to help and cleanse something for you, and so want to support this for you. But I love that Cupid's arrow is, pointing towards the balance scales, and it's half in the past and half in the future. So maybe your loved ones want to help you be more balanced with the work, the money, the finances, or a sense of being valued. There's a lot of proactive, assertive, masculine energy around this. And this could also, of course, have something to do here, Virgo, with the Libra or during Libra season or where you may have Libra in your chart. But like I've said before, whatever your sun sign is or main zodiac sign, you're going to share a lot of things in your chart with the sign before you and the sign after you. So you, Virgo, could definitely have a lot of Libra placements. But anyway, this is so cool too. Look at the witch. The witch charm is flying, okay, on the cat's eye. And then on the other side, we have the freedom handcuffs. So the cat's eye represents something here in the past where we didn't have all the information, but there's this friendly energy. This could be one friend or a group of friends, or just some type of friendly energy that's like, okay, don't worry about that. Like, we have your back. Okay, we're going to help you get this sense of freedom in the past with the work, the money, the finances. And then I love that on the other side of that, look at this here, Virgo. Now we have the key and the sun charm. So getting answers and something about happiness here with the work in the past. Okay. And that can be why we have all this abundance now over here in the future, current, present energies with that money bags, right? Like somebody kind of did their homework and they got help, or this friendly energy was helping here with this. Okay, so I definitely like that. Now we have Capricorn right here, my symbol for Capricorn. Okay, so this is about putting in a lot of effort, okay, and not giving up and being persistent with something, with the work, the money, the finances, or the sense of being valued. I see a lot of seeds being planted here with the corn charm, Virgo, something of substance that's going to last, right, that brings nutrients. It's a metaphor for work and money, right? And if there are some questions, okay, or some stagnant energy, I love how the broom from the center, it moved a little bit over, but basically the broom is coming in here and just like, if there's stagnant energy, if there's doubt about the work and the money and the finances, we need to clear and cleanse that away, and we need to add flexibility. So Virgo, with you, again, wherever you have Virgo in your chart, earth energy can be a little bit more stubborn than some of the other energies. So this flexibility is really going to help you or help someone else or help the energy in general here, okay? When being persistent with that, okay, and manifesting more support with the work and the money. Because over here, we've got the fish vertebrae, the backbone, and then on the other side, we have a coyote penis bone. So being assertive or aggressive with finding the sense of support, but going with the flow with that is really important too. And then, of course, the subtle vibrations, right? The non-verbal communications that happen with work or at work or with the money, the finances, or the sense of being valued. Because again, it's like we can get free like Pegasus, right? There can be memories of being more free or feeling more free with the work, the money, the finances. But we have to, remain flexible here and clear something. Now, also going back to like the beginning of the reading, right? This Pegasus was also touching, right, that first raccoon penis bone, okay? And then the alligator claw. So good luck in manifesting. Also, in terms of work or money, um, this beautiful healing energy, right? So if there was challenges all the way back here in the past, and that no, it's like here in the future, current, present energies. It's finding a healing energy. There's movement. There could be something about travel, even, or it could be about modes of transportation, but it's just really that fast moving energy with the bicycle. It's like the wind is helping take the feather and sage it and smudge it out, right? So there's all this proactive energy around that. And what does that lead to all the way down here, Virgo? Also feminine energy, so soft receiving energy to maybe let in or embrace already if it's already there, this peaceful energy, okay, with the work, the money, the finances, and less of a sense of um, strife or challenges, okay, is what I'm hearing. And then on the other side too, last thing here, with this human tooth bone and then the yin yang symbol and the frog, it's like chewing over and digesting. Well, how to find a sense of equal give and take and balance with some type of leap of faith. So leaps of faith is when we don't know what the outcome is going to be, right? But we kind of do it anyway. Okay. So if you look at that yin and yang, and then you pull back out over here to also half on the mat between future and past energy, we also had balance over here. So it's like balance and balance, peaceful energy, clearing something, cleansing something, but lots of really interesting messages here, Virgo. I know that was kind of a longer, more in depth reading, but hopefully some of that will start to make sense if it doesn't already. But enjoy this time period, and let me know too. If you have any questions or comments or anything, feel free, whether it's in the comments or privately. Of course, you can always go to my website for private readings too, for Malessea, magiclight.com. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and put up the camera up here, even though it's got a little tangled. Hold on, guys. And just kind of say our goodbyes for tonight anyway. But thank you guys so much. Yes, for your support and for your likes and shares and subscriptions. All free ways to support my channel here, since I am doing these readings for free, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, and eventually TikTok. All right. So yeah, you guys take care. Enjoy this time period, Virgo. And I will either be back tomorrow or the following day with Libra, and then going forward through all the signs. All right. So